Hello. In this video, we are going to be talking about a brand new action camera that we got from Best Buy for around $70, not including taxes. This is the Kaiser Baas, sorry if I didn't pronounce that correctly, supposedly 1080p 60 frames per second action camera with a time-lapse feature and a camera feature, a photo feature. So, as you might know, or as you might not know, it's definitely possible to get a very good budget-friendly action camcorder, meaning not from some of the companies that might charge more for their cameras, rightly so because of the quality, but it is possible to get a very good small action camcorder for all sorts of adventures for $50 or less if you do your research on Amazon. This particular one is from Best Buy, from the company Kaiser Baas. There are different models. This one was around $70 before taxes, so it's, in terms of what you can get for $50 or less, like really if you spend as little as possible but still get something very, very good quality. This is more on the expensive side, which feels weird to say because maybe 10, 15 years ago if someone said you can get an action camera like this for $70, that would be considered great value. But now there's a lot of competition, so this is just one of many cameras that cost less than $100, but if you really do your research on Amazon and look at lots of sample footage, it's possible to get something for $50 or less. Anyways, this is the Kaiser Baas X230 for around $70 currently. I'm not guaranteeing that you'll pay that price, but I purchased it for around $70 from Best Buy, not including taxes. They have many models. This is the Kaiser Baas X230. We're going to go over what it says on the box. Keep in mind that a lot of cameras will say that, oh, they have 4K footage, they have 1080p footage, which is HD, high definition. But it doesn't always mean that that is going to be the case when you actually review the footage that you captured. So we're going to test that out. We're going to make some test videos here, and we're going to show you how good the quality actually is, and does it match up with what is promised here. 1080p resolution, 60 frames per second. So 4K upscaled, 5 megapixel camera. This is probably not going to replace your regular phone camera or a standalone camera. Time-lapse feature kind of speeds everything up just to make everything look like everything's going by very fast. Obviously, it's just kind of a way to have sped up footage. If you just hold the camera still somewhere, just put it somewhere and it'll record and record and record, and then it just kind of speeds everything up. Okay, so once we've taken the camera out of the box, we're just going to show you what accessories are included, and then of course we're going to test the footage. We're going to take some videos and take some photos and show you how good the quality is for this $70 action camera. Again, I'm not guaranteeing that you're going to pay that price. Different languages here. Capture amazing moments in full high definition resolution. We'll see if that's actually true, if it's high resolution. Specifications, okay. You'll need a separate micro SD card. That's very important. A micro SD memory card to hold the footage. So that's actually very important. Most of these action cameras, the ones that you'll find on Amazon, GoPro, other things, I assume that they all, or at least almost all of them, will require a memory card which is called a micro SD card. That will always be a separate purchase unless you buy some kind of bundle. It's a very small memory card that's going to go in the camera, and that's basically going to store all your footage in your pictures. If you don't have a micro SD memory card in here, if you don't have a memory card, it's not going to work. It's not going to be able to hold any footage. So that's very important. You need a memory card, separate purchase usually, unless it's some kind of special bundle. But typically, if you just buy the camera, there will be no memory card included. You got some accessories, which we can go over, but we probably won't because I might not be using these, but you might. It's just really standard accessories that come with an action camera, some kind of mounts, things like that to attach it to maybe a bike or a helmet, etc. USB cable for charging. It will connect your camera to your computer so you can charge your camera, charge the battery. Also, you can transfer footage from your camera to your computer, so that's what the USB cable is for. And some kind of application. I guess you can remote control your camera with your phone. I assume that's what it is. So that's really all there is here. This is an action camera. It's very small. The Kaiser Baas X230. We're going to open this up right now and show you what accessories are included so that we can start testing the camera as soon as possible to show you if the quality is as it is advertised on the box. But just keep in mind that if you're going to pay, typically you get what you pay for, which is not actually a bad thing. It just means that if you don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on a camera, you can actually still get a good quality camera. So this looks like a little okay, I guess that's how we could carry the package. Okay, this is not necessary, but I'm just going to put that to the side here. Now here's our actual camera. We're just going to how did we do this? Oh, sorry. Okay. Trying to figure out how we can. Oh, this is the box. This is the box. Okay. There we go. So we've got our camera, and you'll need to, again, purchase a micro SD card, memory card separately so that you can actually store your footage. I'm just trying to get this off the, I don't know why I keep doing that. Okay. Okay, here's our box, and here's the actual camera itself, which is in the underwater housing. You can always take it off, but the underwater housing is ideally supposed to protect the camera from the elements, like water in this case. So you'll just have to kind of open it, and we're going to show you how to do that. So obviously, if you have the camera in the underwater housing, the quality is still good. You can, the camera can see through this plastic or whatever right here. So that's good. I mean, especially if you want a camera specifically that you might take it out when it's raining or drizzling and you don't want any water to get in the lens. Great to have the underwater housing on. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, okay. Oh, I see what's going on here. Just trying to open this box a little bit. Okay, here we go. So we open the box. There's our camera. I guess that's just gonna stay. Okay, don't know why it's like this. Just trying to, I'd like to take the camera off, just kind of hanging around here. Strange. Oh, how do we take this off? Oh, it's sort of glued here. Okay, the camera is sort of glued here, which is a little bit frustrating. Nothing I can really do here. Oh, this is a little bit frustrating. Now how do I take the camera? How do I take the camera off of the? You know, I'll be right back. Hold on a minute. This is just really frustrating. Okay. Finally, I figured out how to do it. Well, this was a little bit more work than I thought, but you have to kind of, right here, just kind of. Wow. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. A little bit of an ordeal. There's our camera over there. Yeah, I shouldn't have ripped it. Kind of. Okay, that's fine. It's just, yeah, so it was kind of stuck there. Okay, so we got the camera itself, which is currently in the underwater housing right here. There it is. It says Kaiser Baas. I don't know if you can see that. Kaiser Baas X230. There we go. Budget-friendly action camera for less than $100, around $70. I got it for before taxes. Now, here's what we are also looking for. We've got our accessories. You're going to see them right here. Some things right here that we might not use, but it doesn't matter. We're just going to show them anyways. Sorry, I'm just going to move the camera a little bit closer. So I'm just going to put all this stuff here. Some straps, some attachments for mounting the camera, USB cable for charging the for charging the camera and transferring footage from your camera to your computer. So again, this is the Kaiser Baas X230. It's we're gonna really see how good the video quality is, because if you're gonna pay $70 when you can actually pay less than $70, of course we always want to just see if the value is there for a little bit extra you're paying for a budget camcorder, when again, if there's a lot of competition out there. So on Amazon, if you do your research, you can definitely find something for less than $50. Most important thing here is the USB cable to charge your camera and to connect the to transfer footage from your camera to your computer. Then of course you have some other accessories here, which and straps, which are good if you would like to mount the camera to something. But most importantly, we're going to first show you how to take off the underwater housing so that you can insert your memory card. I assume that the battery is already included here, which is good because it already feels a little bit heavy. This looks like it's for a tripod right here, accessory. So a bunch of accessories, and you've got the underwater housing here. You can peel this little plastic off, some protective coating on your screen right there, as you can see. Now we're just going to have to figure out how to get this off. Okay, so what you want to do is, sometimes these are very difficult to take off. So what you want is you put your fingers underneath the edge over here. So you see this is where it's going to come off, and then on off like that. So here we go. Just put your fingers underneath, pull up. It's going to take a little bit of effort, but there. See, now the whole thing comes off, and you can open your back of the camera. Just nice and easy, or maybe not. Wow. Definitely a little more effort than I thought. Definitely a little bit more effort than okay. Did not break it. I did not break it. It just takes a little bit of effort to push the back of the camera back into the camera. And if it takes a lot of effort, one would hope that this means that it's really ensuring that it is waterproof when you have the housing on. So, but that's might not be the case, but it's okay. Okay, so this is your actual device here. I will say that this is a very, very, very interesting design. It has a very rugged look to it, which is cool. Very nice texture on the sides. Wow. It's very lightweight though, so makes me wonder if the battery is actually in here. It probably is. This looks like a the battery cover. Very, very nice rugged look to it. You got the on button. I guess this is your recording button. There's probably some buttons to change settings. So this is where your micro SD card would go, right over there, and then your charger cable, your USB cable for charging your camera and transferring files from your camera to your computer will go here. The Kaiser Baas X230, a $70 camera. That's what I got it for before taxes from Best Buy. So we're just going to see if the quality of the video is good when we make some video tests and photo tests. But first we're just going to turn it on and see if there is any battery life. We're just going to press over there. Oh, forgot the manual, of course. So here it's probably going to explain everything, or some things I just talked about, like accessories, talk about that, warranties and disclaimers. Quick start guide, Kaiser Baas X230. Okay, so let's see here. Waterproof case. So you can connect your USB charger to the camera so you can charge it. Okay, insert your micro SD card. Very important. Micro SD card is not supplied, so you'll need a memory card. You can go to Amazon and search micro SD card, micro SD memory card, so you can buy one separately. They're not very expensive, certainly not as expensive as your camera. So if you want to look at the instructions, they're here, but more importantly, we just want to turn this on. So I'm trying to figure out if there's any battery here. Maybe I missed the battery, honestly. Where's the battery? Isn't there a battery here somewhere? Strange. Anything else in the box? There's only one way to find out if there's a battery. Oh, move the battery cover. Let's see. There is a battery here. Question is it charged? I don't know. So, okay, so this has a very nice rugged feel to it. I don't know if you can see here this nice texture. It's not just a square rectangular piece of plastic. Just trying to figure out how to turn it on, I guess. Maybe the battery is not even charged, which would be unfortunate. So I was hoping to just make a quick video here. But if it's not charged, that's totally fine. We can just charge it and then come back here and see, look at the different settings that we have. So far so good, but we are going to need to turn the camera on. We're going to need to test the video quality. So this is the Kaiser Baas X230, which looks very nice, but of course we're going to see what the capabilities are in terms of video quality. I will try to charge this camera, and I will see you in the next clip. Hello everyone, we are back with the Kaiser Baas, or Kaiser Baas, I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce that correctly, X230, which is a budget-friendly, relatively speaking, action camera that we got from Best Buy for around $70, not including taxes. We have now brought with us two things, or at least additions, right now. Keep in mind that this micro SD memory card is going to be a separate purchase, which you'll need so that you can store footage on your camera. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Don't know if you can see it. This is very small. Here we go. Oop, it's upside down, of course. 32 gigabyte SanDisk. That's the company that made this memory card for your camera. As you can see, it's very small, and you'll need one of these for most of these action cameras. Separate purchase unless you buy some kind of special bundle. We also charged this camera, which was not charged right out of the box, which is okay. It's not a really big deal, but I had to spend a couple of hours to charge it a little bit. Now what you want to do is you want to line up your micro SD memory card so that you can insert it right here. And this is kind of tricky because there's no diagram saying which way it should go. So we're going to have to just figure this out and hopefully not break anything. Always good if you don't break stuff. Nope. No, other way maybe? Kind of nervous here. Oh. Okay, let's try this. Good. Seems we got it the right way. But, you know, there's always a catch. So, with these, typically, you might need some scissors. I know this sounds weird, but you might need some scissors to push the memory card all the way in. See? Look. You press it, it's not going in, so you gotta kind of... I know this is weird, but we have to do this anyways. We're gonna have to... You hear the click? That's the click that we were looking for. The click that let us know that the memory card is now in, and now we are ready to start using this camera. The Kaiser Baas, whatever, how to pronounce it, I'm sorry, X230, which is has a very nice rubbery kind of feel to it, very good texture, nice rugged feel, and obviously we have the underwater housing, which we're going to end up using when we test out this camera. We're not going to test it in the water, but obviously if you have the underwater housing on, then it's certainly protected very well if it's raining. Or if you want to fully submerge it, hopefully it's waterproof. So we're going to start by turning this on. There's only a few buttons here. You got buttons on the side. You got this button which looks like it's for recording. And you've got this power button. And of course nothing on the front. So we did have some accessories here as we discussed before, like the USB cable which we used to charge the camera. The battery is already included, but you did need that separate purchase, which was a micro SD memory card if you didn't have it already. You can take this little bit of plastic off, this protective coating. Same thing here. Once you start filming, you can take that piece of plastic off. I'm just going to go through the settings really quickly and see what kind of settings we have. It looks like some kind of Wi-Fi setting. Press up key to say Wi-Fi. Okay, we don't need Wi-Fi. But let's just kind of figure out what some of the settings are so that we can just start using this and see what kind of features there are. We're going to try to hold this button down at the top. And that didn't quite do anything. I guess that's the record button. So if you press this, it starts recording some footage. Right now it says that we're on the 1080p 60 frames per second setting, which looks like it's the highest quality resolution and highest frames per second offered by this camera. But we're going to look at some of the settings. So let's try holding down this, tapping the power button. Okay, so when we tap the power button, it toggles between different modes. So we have the 720p 120 frames per second. I stand corrected. It looks like there is an option for this HD resolution, but with 120 frames per second. Press it again, and it looks like we can play back the video that we just recorded. Okay. So I like the way that this is set up. Basically, you just tap the power button and it's going to go between different modes. So we have the video mode, 1080p, 60 frames per second. We have the 5 megapixel camera. So this is very convenient. So all you need to do to access these different modes and the settings is just to keep tapping the power button. So obviously here we have 720p at 120 frames per second, which is quite a lot. Hopefully the video would be very smooth. Playback footage, and then you can just press this button right here to play some of the footage that you just created. And then of course the settings. So we're going to take a look at the settings by clicking this button right here. Video resolution, press the button again, I guess, to see what kind of settings we have. And then this button to go back. So you're going to click OK here and then click to go back. So resolution, we have obviously right here you have the up and the down key to scroll between the different options we have. 4K, it says upscaled 4K, 4K upscaled, which means it might not actually be 4K resolution. It's just saying that maybe you can kind of sort of play it in 4K or convert it or something like that, which we don't really, not going to do that. 2.7K, 30 frames per second. We're at this setting right now, 1080p 60 frames per second. Okay, so we're going to leave it at that. That's a pretty good setting, 1080p 60 frames per second, and it goes all the way to 720p 30 frames per second. So you can go back here again. We're at that setting, 1080p 60 frames per second. Microphone, I guess we're going to record. We're going to record audio with this. That box is checked. Time-lapse feature, different settings. It's off right now, but you can take a picture every half second, every second, etc., all the way up to 60 seconds. So then it would just speed up the footage. We're going to have it off right now. Loop recording, I guess that means it'll continuously record and it'll just play back the latest footage that was recorded when you stop recording. So it'll go on a loop, so it'll just give you a 5-minute clip, which was, for example, the latest footage that you recorded the last 5 minutes. I assume that's how it works, but that's off. Slow motion, that's pretty cool. You can have slow motion video, recording different resolutions right here. That's it. That's all there is. See, there's nothing else here except there's also some camera settings, I think, which we can see. It looks like we have some other settings here at the top. These are our video settings. There are also appear to be other types of settings and camera settings. Let's see what else we have here. Is there any way to... Okay, see? Now if you just click this button at the top here when you're at the settings, it'll scroll through different types of settings. So we have the video settings, photo settings. Photo resolution, it goes all the way up to 5 megapixels. Oh, sorry. Default is 5 megapixels, but we also have 16 all the way up to, yeah, 2, 5, 8, and 16 megapixels. Let's try that so we can see how good the photos are. Self-timer, time-lapse photo. Okay, I'll take some photos and then put them together to create the effect that everything is sped up. Okay, that's pretty cool. Burst mode. Okay, so let's see what other settings we have. Exposure, white balance, Wi-Fi, image rotation. Okay, we just turned off that blue light right here. We don't need that. Auto screensaver. Sure, 3 minutes, why not? Auto shutdown. Let's turn that off. Timestamp, no, let's not include a timestamp. Let's turn that off. Okay. So I don't know if there's any kind of fisheye effect, like where it kind of looks, everything looks closer when you go like that, when you go across. Okay, so this is all press record button to exit. Okay, so I would say that so far I'm very impressed with the look, the feel of this camera. Really does feel like a quality camera, especially with all the features we have, like the time-lapse feature, and let's see what other settings we have. 16 megapixel camera, potentially. We have slow motion. And this all looks very good, but really the only thing that could change my mind is if the quality is not very good. So I do like the presentation so far. I think it looks great, but of course that doesn't mean anything. All this like great like build quality of the camera, the really rugged look, doesn't mean anything. The features don't mean anything if the quality is not good. So now that we've taken a look at our settings, what we have here, we are going to just test the camera. We're going to make some video tests at 1080p resolution, 60 frames per second. I don't need to go through these other settings. I might, maybe I'll make some other video tests, but at the moment we'll just start with this one, and I might just say at the beginning of each clip what resolution setting we're using so that you'll know what this is for, what setting, what resolution we're making these videos on, these test clips. So I'm gonna see you in the next video where we make some sample videos with this camera, some sample photos as well, with the potentially 16 megapixel camera. But for now, we are just going to see, is it recording? The microphone is on. Okay, so we're going to make some video tests. We're going to see you in the next clip. And right now we're just going to turn this off right now. But I will say that you have a bunch of accessories. You have your underwater housing right here. We're gonna put on the underwater housing and make some videos. And we'll see you in the next clip. I mean, for $70, this should hopefully be good, because if not, you can really buy something on Amazon for less than that, which will have very good video quality. There's another video on the channel about the Campark X25, which is another camera that we bought for around $45 to $50, and it's fantastic. So we'll see what kind of value there is here for this $70 camera that we got from Best Buy. The Kaiser Baas, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. X230 action camera. See you soon, and I'm really excited to see if the video quality is good. Thanks for watching this video, and have a nice day. Hello and welcome. This is a 1080p 60 frames per second video test with the Kaiser Baas, or Kaiser Baas, I don't know how to pronounce it, I apologize, X230 action camera that we got from Best Buy recently, and we're just seeing how good the video quality is. We have the underwater housing on right now. Don't know if you can hear me right now. 1080p 60 frames per second. How good is the video quality? We're going to find out. I'm very excited to transfer this footage to our computer. Find out if this actually has decent quality. A lot of cameras, they say they're 1080p HD resolution, but you know what? It doesn't mean that that's necessarily the case once you've actually had a chance to look at your footage. So we are just going to check out the video quality as soon as we have a moment. 1080p 60 frames per second with the underwater housing on. I have no idea if you can hear me right now. We are just around at the tennis courts. Just going to see if there's any kind of stabilization here. Can't wait to look at this footage. I'm very excited. Hello and welcome back. This is a 1080p 60 frames per second video test with the X230. Kaiser Baas is the company. And we're just walking around here making some video tests. We have the underwater housing on right now. 60 frames per second, 1080p resolution. Hello, this is a 1080p 60 frames per second video test with the Kaiser Baas action camera. I think it's X230 or something like that. I don't remember it. X230. This is a video and audio test. 1080p 60 frames per second, just to see how good the video quality is, how good the audio quality is. We have the underwater housing on right now with this camera, and we're just making some videos. 1080p 60 frames per second with the underwater housing currently on. .1080p 60 frames per second video test with the Kaiser Baas X230 action camera video and audio test to see how well you can hear me right now. 1080p 60 frames per second. 1080p 60 frames per second with the underwater housing on. 1080p video test, 60 frames per second, underwater housing on.